What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's play Crash Bandicoot Part 7. We are now going after all of the gems that required color gems to get, so that I will now be going after all the the rest of the clear gems. And yeah, I could go through and just show off the hidden gem paths, but because like for a level like Jungle Rollers, because the hidden path is kind of in the middle of the level and it's pretty small and not really worth going through the entire level over again just to show off. I just figure it would be best if I go ahead and just do it anyway, because I'm just showing off again, how to get all of the boxes and everything. I know I did an okay job of it during part 1, and the first time I went through this level, I just, I feel that it would be best if I go ahead and do it like this. But anyway, so you can see here the green gem that we got in Lost City. You can come here immediately if you want to. All you have to do is just jump up here. You get 3 lives. Those are the 3 missing boxes that we need. Not too difficult. One of the easiest hidden gem paths, or I guess a secret gem path, or color gem paths, whatever you want to call them, or routes. They're called different things in the game. By far, it's every other one in this game is pretty difficult. They're not too awful long. So, some of them kind of extend the level a little bit more. Some of them have different gimmicks that you have to be careful for and watch out for. But for the most part, they're pretty easy. But anyway, so thankfully this level is not too long, so it's not, not a pain to go through. About 2 minutes. Not too bad. I guess a little under 2 minutes, because I was kind of talking. I talked at the beginning of the video a little bit. Not too bad. Sadly, you cannot skip this section. You cannot do anything. I'm sitting here pushing all the buttons, and I'm not being able to do anything. So later on in the game, early on in the game, it's not too bad. When you're cycling through the gyms, but the later on you get, especially having to cycle through 17 gyms to be able to get to this one, it definitely does hurt. Sadly, they don't just go ahead and put the gyms in their spots. You have to cycle through all the gyms until you can get to this one. That should be in the second spot, so all I'd have to do is just cycle through one gym. Here they'd cycle through 2 gyms, but, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. But anyway, and it is actually suggested that you go through here with some masks, just because it makes it a lot faster and a lot easier, especially trying to go after the bonus, or the boxes. And you can actually see the other islands through the holes in the wood there. I didn't point that out, and I've never noticed it until just now. But if you can see kind of a split in the wood back in the background back there. I'm not going to jump back down just to show that off, but just be on the lookout for it, and you should be able to see it. And now you can actually spin with the mask on your face. That was something that I haven't pointed out till now, but it's not something that I really think about using, just because the mask, you can run through anything and you won't take damage with it, so I don't even think about spinning anything. Thankfully, this level's pretty short as well. So you can see the yellow gem that we got in the lab, and there you go. I guess through the wood at the bottom, or at the beginning of the level, is the only time you can actually see the other islands through this level, until you get to the secret gem path, which all it does is just extend the length of the level. Not by a whole lot, but it is definitely a lot harder. This portion of the level is. And you can see how far away both islands look. Of course, intensity is going to look a little bit closer, but you can see how far away Cortex Island looks. And again, I thought that was pretty cool how they added that in there for both the Lost City, Sunset Vista in these 2 levels. Oh wow, yeah, you definitely want to be very careful while doing this. I'm pretty sure there's something back here. I was gonna say there should be something back here. I don't think there was anything back there at that other one that I went through. Maybe there's just a life or whatever it was, but all that's back here is just some Wumpa fruit. That's an odd glitch. Huh. Okay, yeah, there was the box right behind that pole. Now you see, the problem here is you have to go back for that arrow crate. So you can't actually use this as a way to, you know, bypass all of this. You have to go along that. You have to break that bounce crate box, and you can't get back up here without it. So you know, it's sadly you know, you have to go this way. But anyway, this is definitely, you know, a lot harder than the native fortress, and especially, you know, that was pretty difficult. The native fortress, you know, especially later on in the level, the closer to the end of the level you got, the more traps there were, a lot more of these spiked pillars, a lot more of those little flame platforms, these little things. But this definitely makes it a lot harder. This the Great Gate. And the biggest thing is that you can't skip it. You know, you have to go through all that. You know, they do give you the option to skip it, but you'll end up missing a box. So if you're just kind of running through the level to run through the level, that, you know, that's an okay thing to do, you know, if you want to. But I don't suggest going for all that Wumpa fruit, just because you'll have to fall back down, all the way back down to the bottom of the platform, spin through those spinning platforms, and then climb back up. So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, and you can see all the gems are actually lined up like they should be. You know, they are in order. I just wish that they would have, instead of, as I said before at the beginning of this level, instead of forcing you to cycle through all the gems, you know, just do it the way I had suggested. But as I said at the beginning of the level, it is what it is. But anyway, so upstream, this one, I'm trying to sit here and think. Shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think, anyway. And I don't think this is a bad idea. At least I'm really hoping it isn't. Yeah, you should be okay if you have a mask while going through this section. Until you get to the gym, to the area where you have to ride the gyms or get onto the gyms. That's about where you don't want a mask. So if there, and I don't think there's actually a mask up to that, or you know, or around that area, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. But yeah, you know, that's not really a whole lot to say. You know, I've already been through these levels before. And I kind of pointed out everything there is to point out about them. Going through them through the first time, which, you know, and that kind of tells me, okay, well, I should go ahead and... I think this is a bad mask. I probably shouldn't get on this one just because of... Yeah, okay, so you don't want to be on this mask while you're trying to do this. Alright, let me see. This is actually kind of difficult to get onto. And I'll just go ahead and go after those boxes, just because, and then I'll just go ahead and skip to the end of the level, just to save time. You know, there's not like I said, there's not a whole lot I could say you know, about the levels and all that. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll just skip to the end of the level, or I'll just show off the hidden gem. Golly, I'll just show off the hidden gems, and all you have to do through there is just land. You can either do it up the log like I'm trying to do, or you can do it on the beginning gems. It's actually a little bit it's actually harder to get onto those gyms than the way I'm doing it. Well, there you go. You know, you see what happens when you die by one of these Venus flytraps. Now I'm sitting here getting impatient and just trying to, you know, get it to, or I'm wanting it to end so that I can get through here. So yeah, I believe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, instead of showing the entire level over again unless it's absolutely necessary, what I will do is, there we go. Okay, I guess it's a little bit easier. And there's one box here, just a life box. And so instead of just going through the entire level, what I will do is I will go to the I'll show off the gym that I get and the gym paths, but past that I'm not going to do anything else. And since I'm already here, and I guess I really don't even have to show off the gyms, but since I'm already here, I'll go ahead and do this. And for this gym, I don't think I'll show off just because, you know, I'm already showing off all of this. And so, oh yeah, this is actually kind of bad because you have to time it to jump on the Venus flytrap to jump on the leaf. This one's also a bad one as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and then I'll just see you in Jungle Rollers. Or Rolling Stones. Yeah, Rolling Stones. So, see you in a second. And so this is the gym. Sitting here thinking about it after I, trying to go through the level again, and thinking, there's really no point in me showing this off just because you've done seen it. You have already seen it. This will be the 20th time now. It's not a whole lot to see, and all of these gyms are all going to be clear anyway. So I'm not 100% sure, just for time reasons. I may just show off the gym paths instead of actually going through the entire level again. I know I'm sitting here going through this level, but this is just so I can explain what I'm gonna do. And I know, I would rather go ahead and show the entire level off, but there's just nothing else that I could possibly say, and I don't want to just sit here, not say anything. YouTube usually frowns on that if you do that while doing a Let's Play. So, and it's not, and a lot of people don't actually like when people just sit there and don't say anything. So, if I can get to the end of this, if I can get to this section quickly, while going through here, and I just want to go through the N.Brio bonus round again. That's why I'm sitting here being careful. And there's a life in the middle. Oh crap! Crap! There's a life in the middle of that bunch of boxes there. If you can get to it, it's actually pretty easy to get to as long as you don't jump on the TNTs first. If you get on the TNTs first, you really don't have any hope of getting to it, unless you can be quick. And usually, and I kind of got stuck on the TNTs back there. Unless you can be really quick and really fast, there's not a whole lot of hope of you actually being able to get to it. Sadly, but anyway, I'm getting near, close to where I need to be. So, let me see. Do I need to do this? I don't think I need. Well, I don't think it'll really matter if I get the mask through here or not. It may coming back out, but get the blue gem from Toxic Waste, and you can come back through here. And there you go. You can see Cortex's face carved into the stone back there. That was mentioned in the trivia for this level that I had not wanted to spoil, just because I knew I was going to show it off. Now, to be able to get back to be able to get across there again, what you have to do is you have to jump on the very edge of the rolling stone platform, or I guess path or track or whatever you want to call it. And you have to be very, very careful. I mean, super careful to be able to make it on there. All you have to do is just push forward a little bit on the control stick, or not the control stick. Push forward a little bit on the directional button, and then just push back just as soon as you see the shadow, get onto the, you know, over the stone path, because if you don't do that, you will, you know, you'll overshoot it and die, and you can't jump back because once you get to where the gym will let you ride down, you will die if you fall down through there. You know, normally it's a hole. You know, if you don't have the blue gym, you don't ride the blue gym down, you will die because it's a hole. You can't get back up there without the blue gym. And even if the blue gym, you know, if you fall down there without riding on the blue gym, you'll die. So you have to be careful about that. And so that's why you can't jump back and then jump across like you normally would. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut here. I'll show off native fortresses area, and then I'll just go ahead and I won't show the gym off. You know, I've already showed all the gyms off that I you know, that I care to now, and it'll help save on time. You know, time. It'll, you know, you can see through here through the wood. You can see the two islands there, just like you could in the Great Gate. But you know, it'll help save on time. I'll be able to show off all of the gyms, or at least I should be able to if I go ahead and cut now, and I'm still being pulled, you know, against cutting too soon, or, you know, not showing off the entire level. But you've already seen me do this level before, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I fall down here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut, so I'll see you in a second. Alright, so you can see here the red gym that we got in Slippery Climb. Allows you to climb up here, and you can definitely see the islands a lot better from up here. Almost, I guess, it makes me kind of dizzy for some reason. I don't know, or maybe it's just ice, you know, eye strain because of the colors and all that, or maybe the way the camera's moving without anything out in the background. But this is definitely cool. I really like this section. It's once I can get up here, once I break through all these boxes, then I could just break them all. But I do want to point out, you know, while Cortex Island surprisingly doesn't look that much closer, the blimp looks a little bit bigger than in the Great Gate, but the base of the island and everything doesn't look that much closer. What's really closer is Intensity Island. That, you know, that definitely looks a lot closer than in and there you go. You know, you can see nothing else in the background to get in the way. Those look very, very beautiful. I really like how they, as I said before, you know, how they added that in there anyway. Everything I have to do is just to get back down. But yeah, you know, that's definitely very cool. You do have to be careful though. If you do fall while in these clouds, you will die. So you definitely want to be very careful. And all I have to do is just fall back down. The gyms will kind of create a platform for you to help get you down. And then all I have to do is just keep falling. You can either time that bouncing flame platform or just get across, you know, like this. But yeah, you know, definitely very beautiful. I'm actually very you know, happy that they were able to add that in there. It's something very, you know, very cool to see. And I am kind of surprised that Cortex Island still seems so far away. You know, obviously you can look at the blimps, and they're the blimp between the Great Gate and this level, and tell that it is definitely a lot closer up, but not a whole lot, or not by a whole lot. You know, you can definitely tell a big jump in once you get onto Intensity Island between the Lost City and Sunset Vista, but that's because you are on Intensity Island and not, you know, Insanity Island. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and cut here again. I will see you in Road to Nowhere. Alright, so here we are on the first of two gym paths. Here using the red gym again from Slippery Climb. All you have to do is just, for this section you have to actually, as you can see here, this TNT will activate that exclamation box, which will activate this. Now you have to be careful, because if you don't activate the TNT, or if you don't activate the, if you don't jump on this box to get to that exclamation point up there, you will not be able to get to it from, you know, you may be able to spin into the TNT, but this box is the hardest, the one that was right here. If you do not jump onto it and then get up here, you will not activate these, and there is no way to get back up to there from down, you know, from down here, so you definitely have to be very careful. I'll just go ahead and take a look. I know there's nothing in here, but yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing in there. Ruins, you know, the same type of ruins that are in Sunset Vista and Lost City. And it's kind of hard to see here just because of the mist and everything, but there is a gym here, and then I'll take you back to over here. And I should cut here again, but just because, you know, I'll just go ahead and just not cut. You know, it's not that difficult. You know, it's not that hard for me to cut, but it just helps save time, I guess. You know, while making the video. You know, not video time, but real world time, because then I have to stop and you know, mark it and everything like that. But anyway, so yeah, I guess that is kind of like the halfway point of the level, that gym path. Now, if you see the turtle, once the turtle is flipped over, it cannot actually hurt you, so you can run into it. That is something that I did not actually know. I just kind of found out there. That is something, you know, that is very useful if you do happen to run into a turtle that is on its back, or if you flip one over and you accidentally hurt it. Now here is the last one. You have to be careful, because this is similar to the first section of the high road, except the first plank is only one, so you have to time your jump a little bit better. And then as you go along, you kind of have to slow down once you get to the because, you know, you'll jump off here, then you'll get ahead of yourself for those first two sets of planks, and then as you go along, you know, you'll kind of slow yourself back down, and it's not that hard. You can kind of tell when Crash's shadow goes over a set of boards. You'll be able to see the shadow bounce off of there. You know, look on the boards and see where Crash's shadow is. So it's not that difficult. You know, it's not that hard. It's a lot harder than it actually is, or it seems a lot harder than it actually is. But anyway, so I won't cut here. I'll just go ahead and go straight to Cortex Power, because I'm gonna have to do the entire level, and that's why I've been trying to, you know, cut a little bit, try to save a little bit of time. I guess I have to do Boulder Dash. Okay, so I guess I will cut, just because Boulder Dash is kind of long, and it is right at the end of the level, so I'll see in a second. Okay, so here I am, and no, you haven't missed anything. I actually went through Boulder Dash and realized I had not gotten the purple gem yet, which is here in Lights Out. So I ran through Lights Out, and then, you know, came here to the gym path, and then just, you know, rode up it just to show it off. It's not that long, you know. It's actually, I guess, a little bit shorter than Jungle Rollers, but I get to show that off and everything. Not too difficult, you know. It's just going through Lights Out. That's about the hardest part of just trying to go after this gym. But see, there's the purple gym that I needed for Boulder Dash, and so now I will go through Boulder Dash, and I will see you in a second. Alright, so here we are at the end of Boulder Dash, going through the purple gym path, and you can see blue in the way everything, you know, the way Crash looks. The mask will not be changed, but you can kind of see just how Crash looks. Front his back looks definitely very weird. But yeah, you have to be careful here, because there are holes, and you have to be careful, because this is kind of a weird glitch, that if you bounce too high on these arrow crates, that you will actually, if you land, you'll actually fall and die. And I've never been able to understand, you know, how exactly that is. I don't know if it's like a glitch or what it is exactly, but you definitely have to be very careful. You cannot push the jump button while on those arrow crates, or you will die once you come back down. And I don't know if that just kind of you pass the point of where the hole register, you know, and where the hole becomes a hole again. You know, I don't know, but have to be very careful. And you can see Cortex, his head is carved into this stone, different from Rolling Stone's and Brio's heads carved onto. It's kind of like a mirror image of it. But there you go. You know, that's Boulder Dash in the secret area. I actually like that secret area. I think it's pretty cool. It does suck that the glitch with the arrow crates, but I like the blue. The blue color while going through that area, and all that blue is from the mushrooms on the sides of the level. You know, you saw the mushrooms lining the walkway going through there. But now is the hard part. The last level that I have to do for the gym wise is Cortex Power. So I won't cut again. You know, this will be me going through Cortex Power. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that by pushing the triangle button. And this will definitely be be very difficult because, as I said before, when I went through here the first time, there's going to be a lot of backtracking involved, and you have to remember which paths you've went along, and you have to be later on. You have to be you have to be very careful, you know, about everything you do, and I'll point out the problem areas later on. It does think that I don't have 3 masks going through this section because it makes this section coming up here a lot easier. Now, see, one of Pinstripe's henchmen will shoot at you. All I have to do is just hide behind these pillars, and then you just spin into him so that you can at least get the life out of there. Activate that exclamation box. Make sure that all the boxes blow up. They should. And then there you go. Those pipes will not hurt you, so you don't have to worry about missing them. Okay. Well, anyway, now you want to get this checkpoint crate in case you. Oh, golly, really? You've got to be kidding me. What I was going to say was, you want to get that checkpoint crate because you won't be able to come back to that section if you, because you want to go along that, you'll want to backtrack along that left path. I guess that's not really called backtracking. You know, backtracking would be going along the same path that you've already went. But there will be some sections of the level where you'll have to do that. You have to be fast going through there. That was odd. I just swore I'd jump on that thing. There we go. Let me make sure there's nothing over here really quickly. I don't believe there is, so I'm not going to go that way. It's gym-wise. Well, I won't say gym-wise because, you know, Sunset Vista and Slippery Climb are a lot harder to get gym-wise, but this is definitely ranks up there with one of the hardest gyms to get. The level by itself is actually pretty easy just because you can bypass a lot of this stuff, and there are actually several paths that you can follow that you won't have to deal with any of this stuff if you don't go after the gym. Well, I guess that pipe up there will hurt you, but if you don't go after any of this stuff, this level is very, very simple. I mean, you know, it is actually crazy how simple this level is. But you have to, you know, especially for this being on the 3rd island, this is probably by far the easiest level, well, potentially the easiest level on Cortex Island. Most definitely, but yeah, we'll try to jump on the top of it, and then we'll just go back here along the left path. I don't believe those are low enough to actually hurt you, but it definitely pays to be careful. And I don't believe there's anything back there, and I can see why you would need the blue gem here. And I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. I don't remember exactly. I should have practiced before going through this level, but, you know. Okay, so all I have to do is just activate one of the TNTs. And then just, you know, just add the blast radius and they will all blow up. to be careful. You may want to try activating one of the TNTs that are a little bit earlier on down that path, but for the most part, it's actually pretty simple. And then now here you want to go backwards again through this section, just until you can get to this box, and then you can go forward again. If you do have two masks, you can be a little bit more, you don't have to be as cautious going through this section as you would if you didn't have a mask, but, and now you can hear what that exclamation box that we hit earlier on actually activated. This row of boxes similar to Insanity Islands one, but from a different perspective. So all you have to do is similar to that level. Hit the jump button. Oh wow, crap. Hit the jump button so that you can get across. And I'm not gonna worry about the 41 fruiting here because lives are meaningless at this point. And we'll just hope I didn't miss any boxes. Okay, so there you go. As long as you follow that, you shouldn't have a problem. I don't even remember exactly which paths that I took, to be honest, but I got through it. I'm happy. And so now all I have to do is, I won't do the Great Hall right now. I'm going to save that for the wrap-up video. What I will do, however, is I will talk about the trivia for Cortex Power, since I didn't do it in the, in what part was it? Part 3, I think, or maybe part 4, whichever one that was. It might have been part 3. But we'll go ahead and go to Cortex Power. Electric Orb, Electric Pipe, Machine Gunner, Robot, Machine Gunner, and Robot, and Slime are the enemies for this level. The music seemed to be running a little slow. I didn't know why. Okay, so Cortex Power is the 19th level from the original Crash Bandicoot in the game. Game is the second level on Cortex Island. This is Cortex's power plant, run by Pinstripe Potteroo and his minions. It is filled with toxic waste and dangerous machines, including the blue gym path. This level has 3 routes to the end, all of which must be traversed to obtain the gym. Falling to the toxic waste in this level will cause an instant death. Boxes are 41, gym type clear, there are no bonus rounds. Trivia: obtaining the gym in this stage requires a great deal of backtracking. This level contains a machine gunner, a rare enemy in this game. This is one of the levels that do not have a bonus round, the others being Castle Machinery, Temple Ruins, and Insanity Beach. So, there you go. Anyway, so that's it. I talked about all the trivia and everything else for all the other levels. So I thank you for watching the. There won't be a challenge video because this is a special video. So I'll just say in part 7, I guess part 8, I will go through the Great Hall and I'll talk about all the trivia for the level and all that. And it's something that here, once you get all the gems, the Great Hall will unlock immediately without actually having to go through the lab, and so will the Cortex boss. You don't gain another bonus round, or you don't gain another ending for defeating Cortex with all the gems. That ending comes through the Great Hall, which again I'll show off in part 8. But until then, later everyone.